iPhone. Who is iPhone?
That's me, but I'm at work. I'm just listening.
Who's me?
Tony Axay, hi.
Hey, Tony. You should be an expert at this stuff, aren't you? Yeah, no worries.
That's why I joined LOL.
LOL. I'm trying something new. I'm going to broadcast this live on YouTube so I can play it later and share it on our sites. Always wanting to push the boundaries of technology. So anybody got anything going on? Samuel, anything you want to talk about?
Nope, just wanted to
You're,
hear what you got to say, my friend.
oh, I got so much to say. Nobody wants to listen.
I'm here. I'm here now.
That's good. Um, it's right at 10 o'clock now. So, realtors being on realtor time. I'm waiting for our roofer to climb on also. Hey, while I have you on the phone, have you all had a chance to fill out Katie's survey?
Yes, we have.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I'm trying to get that survey completed for everybody to get it done. And I know everybody's starting to get their year-end love from the Realtor Association, that being your bill. So you got your quarterlies for the last quarter that came out, and then also your bills for um, for next year. Now that does include your state, local, and national dues for the National Association of Realtors. And if you see the breakdown, it works out a reasonable amount. But people are like, why am I paying this much? But this is the only profession that I know that you can make $100,000 a year and only pay $2,000 a year in fees to be a part of it. So, um, but it's hard because it comes at the end of the year, and nobody likes it at the end of the year. Kai, welcome aboard. How are you, buddy? You're muted.
Okay, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. We've got a
Good.
few people online here with us. Let's talk about some of the conversation we had the other day at lunch about roof. And to first start off telling us about your experience and how long you've been in the business.
Yeah, so I've been in roofing since 2009. So going on, this is our ninth year. So we started in May of 17. Um, And so, yeah, I've been doing it since then. I was active duty Air Force for 8 years prior to getting out and starting a roofing company, and I've really enjoyed it. There've been a lot of changes in the industry since I've been in, but it's been good.
Okay, awesome. Well, you and I were having a conversation the other day, and you were telling me about some of the new policies that are being written and how they differ from past policies that were written before. And for a lot of our realtors, they don't understand the difference between ACV and RCV. So I might not have even got those acronyms right. So
Yeah. Yeah.
so tell
So
us.
okay. Yeah. So there's a lot of changes in insurance going on right now. And one of the main things is switching policies from ACV or from RCV to ACV policies. So an RCV policy is a replacement cost value policy. That's where if your roof gets enough hail damage that the adjuster is going to pay for it, they'll pay you a certain amount of money. Then they'll take out the deductible. They'll take out the non-recoverable depreciation, or they'll take out recoverable depreciation. I'm sorry. Then after the roof is done, the final invoice is sent in. They get their recoverable depreciation back, and then that's it. So with an ACV policy, though, they will pay out a certain amount for the roof. They'll take out the deductible, take out depreciation, but in this case, it's non-recoverable. And then you're left with what's left. So a scenario would be, the roof is $20,000. The roof is also 15 years old. And so with an ACV policy, they'll base it on age. And it's based on a 30-year lifespan. So at 15 years old, they're going to take 50% off the top of what the roof costs to get replaced. So a $20,000 roof, they're going to take 10 grand off of that. And then, you might have a $2,000 deductible. So you're left with $8,000 in that case for a $20,000 roof. With the ACV or RCV policy, they take out the deductible, they take out the depreciation, but then at the end they'll give you back that $8,000. So for a $20,000 roof, you're left with $18,000 with an RCV policy and only $8,000 with an ACV policy. And right now we're seeing a lot of insurance companies kind of across the board switching from RCV to ACV, or some of the companies call it a scheduled payment for the roof. And because of that, and also higher deductibles. So right now, in the past, you've seen a lot of 1% deductibles. Going forward, you'll see 2%, 5%. I just had a customer recently. The house was valued at $400,000. So a 5% deductible is a $20,000 deductible. And so, and then they take out the depreciation and they're left with hardly anything to get the roof replaced. So going forward, I think it's going to be really important to educate people on how they expect their roof to be paid. Insurance is not completely out of the game just yet, but I think eventually we'll get to a point where insurance really isn't helping out a ton. And so people are going to have to finance their roof, or do something like that. In a lot of cases, especially the last 5 or 6 years, people have seen a pretty good increase in their equity. And so what we've done recently for people that, maybe they don't have the best insurance policy, we can go ahead and get the roof done and then get paid at closing. And so yeah, that's kind of, is that kind of what you mean with what we talked about with the insurance?
Yeah, that's right. And then we also talked about the fact that, hey, if you've got, when you're on a pre-list.
Oh, you're muted.
Sorry, I was coughing, so I muted myself.
Yeah.
But we were talking that, hey, when somebody's getting ready to list the property, maybe and they're not sure about their roof, to get a roof inspection done prior to getting the property listed, because they say they won't ding you if you've got a sign in your yard and selling it. But we all know that subconsciously, or biases from the adjuster, maybe that they're not going to give you a claim on your roof because you're going to sell it and they're going to not have that policy on that house anymore.
Right. Yeah, I've never had an adjuster admit to that affecting their decision, but I believe that it does. Because they're saying, well, this house isn't even going to be covered by us anymore. We're not going to pay for it. So Yeah, they're not supposed to have that affect their decision, but I think it probably does.
Yeah, well, there's also unconscious bias that people have, and I think people don't realize sometimes that they have that bias, so they may not intend on doing it, but it may be something that ends up happening because of that.
Could be.
Now, your roofing company, you're based in Tulsa, but you've done roofs in Stillwater, Oklahoma City, and did Tori from Enid reach out to you also once,
Yeah, I
or one
think
of our area leaders?
we go and you look at roofs kind of all over the state. So I started the business when I was currently active duty. So 3 months into, or 3 months prior to separation from active duty Air Force down at Tinker Air Force Base in Oklahoma City, I started the business, and so we were based out of Oklahoma City for about 4 years, and then I moved up to Tulsa. So we still have a lot of business in Oklahoma City area. So we're there 3-4 times a week. One of our guys are, and then obviously we're you know stationed out of, or headquartered out of, I guess you could say, Tulsa. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Katie. Katie has talked highly of you in the past, and you've done now 2 roofs, or I think you just finished Mr. Wilson's roof this
Yeah,
week, and
Jack Wilson was yesterday. Yes, sir.
yeah. So I'll follow up with him. But you also did my neighbor Ryan's roof also, and they both were very,
Yeah.
Ryan was very happy with the roof. So, yeah, some of the things that set Ty apart is he's very customer oriented and customer service oriented. Didn't Katie say sometimes you'll put a sign in the neighbor's yard and say, "Hey, we'll be working on the roof next
Yeah.
door"?
So we just ran out of coffee cards, but what we have done in the past is we'll buy all the neighbors a cup of coffee, and so we'll have our information on a Starbucks gift card, and it'll say on the door hanger, "Hey, sorry about the noise. Let us buy you a cup of coffee." Um, and it'll have a $10 Starbucks gift card. We give that to all the neighbors of the roof that we're replacing, just so we can you know appease the neighbors. So
Yeah,
yeah.
kind of. So they're not as upset about you know trailers and cars on the streets
Yeah,
by
well,
their
it's just
house.
loud. It's loud, for the
Yeah,
majority of the day. You've got a loud, really loud noise next door. A lot of people work from home, things like that. So we try to get on their good side.
yeah. I
So,
work from home a lot, and I thank God for my noise canceling earpieces.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Those are essential.
So, what's a good way to get a hold of you and contact you if anybody has a question about
Yeah,
a roof that they're getting ready, a house that they're getting ready to list, and maybe subject might have a 10, 12-year-old roof on it.
yeah.
What's the best way to get a hold of you?
They can just call or text me. Yeah, my best number to reach me on is 918-902-2277. And then it's Ty at OklahomaRoofPros.com is my email address. So
At Oklahoma Roof
RoofPros.com.
Pros dot
Yeah.
com.
Uh-huh.
I just put that email address in the
Yeah,
chat, and
there
it
you
was
go.
918 902
902-2277. Yeah.
2277. There you go. That's Ty's information. I know you're a busy man, so I don't want to keep you
Yeah.
too long, but I do
Yeah.
appreciate you
Yeah.
explaining the differences
Of
and
course.
the importance of maybe during a pre-listing appointment talking about the roof prior to putting the house on the market because um, depending on the policy they have, they may be maybe stuck paying for the roof out of their proceeds, and
Yeah.
nobody wants to have 20, 30, $40,000 less than they anticipated having because I've had that happen to clients in the past where the insurance um, just put their heels in, even on a roof that 3 companies had said needed to be replaced and would not replace it because they knew that the house was sold.
Yeah. A smart thing to do would have them talk with their insurance agent too and find out what policy they have also, just in case
Yeah.
something is found on the inspection report, or anything like that. But we're available. If, somebody called us today, there's a good chance we could get out there today. If not, the next day usually is when we can get out to inspection. So
Yeah.
love to help.
Okay, awesome. Well, we appreciate you, and you've always been a good friend to Epic Realty. So thank you very much, Ty.
Of course.
And you're welcome to stick around. We're going to have a few other conversations about some surveys that are going out and stuff. But
Okay.
like I said, I know you're a busy guy, so
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
just appreciate you.
I'll let you guys have the rest of the day. But yeah, just contact me if you guys need me, and would love to be a resource for anybody. Love helping people, give people advice and things like that. So yeah,
Yeah,
I'm talking
appreciate you.
specifically homeowners.
Yeah,
We like to take their situation into into account and recommend whether or not to file a claim. We're very conservative when it comes to filing a claim. So if they don't have hail, we're not going to like try to pressure them to get anything done with their roof. So, but yeah, thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
all right, thanks, Ty.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay. All right. Bye.
All right, everyone. I stopped the recording so that we could ask questions. Any questions? Anything that you see coming down that like I said, I had a client recently that the insurance company just dug their heels in and said no, the roof doesn't need replaced, even though we had several quotes that said that the roof needed to be replaced, and the owner ended up having to pay for a roof out of the proceeds. Fortunately for them, the house that they were selling, they had bought at the right time on the market, and so they had a lot of equity in the house. So um, that's one thing to keep in mind when you're meeting with people, meeting with clients, is to uh, find out, hey, when was the last time you had your roof checked? When was the last time you reviewed your insurance policy with your insurance company? Um, that will set you apart from the realtor that comes in and says, "Yeah, well, I think this house we could put it on the market tomorrow for, $400,000." When you act as their consultant, they're going to be more likely to sit down and actually list with you as opposed to somebody that's just wanting to get that listing on the market. Because I tell my client that I'm their consultant, their guide. I'm like their doctor, their priest, their lawyer. Whatever they tell me stays with me, and so they can tell me just about anything unless they violate fair housing. Then I can't be their realtor. Everybody's so talkative this morning. Misty, did you get any sleep last night?
Yes, I did. My mom actually came over and she stayed the night, so she was up with the baby so I could get some sleep.
That's awesome. She's
Yes.
got a she's got an adorable newborn at home, and every time she posts a picture, he's adorable. So
Thank you.
even with the funky hair,
Even with the crazy hair, yep.
yeah. So anybody have any concerns or talk conversations? Because this is open hour for me. Because I like to talk to you guys, engage with you, and see what's going on, and meet you where you are. So my big thing today was to talk about the roof, because there are a lot of practices going on when people in the old days thought, oh, my roof needs to be done and I can get my my roof will be covered by insurance if that comes out. And a lot of times they're finding out that that's not the case. And um and Ty, like you said, if you work with a reputable roofer, they're going to come out. I mean, he came out and looked at my roof and said, no, your roof is fine. Even though two of my neighbors have had their roofs redone recently, he said, "No, there's nothing worth putting a claim in on your roof." So very knowledgeable. Tony, who's also on the phone, her family owns
Yes.
a general contractor and roofing company, also, right?
Yes. And one thing I will say is your agents, they don't know your policy off the hand. Like you need to email them, ask them if you have RCV policy, ask them if you have codes and ordinance before you file a claim. Do not file a claim on your own. Never do that. Never advise your homeowner to do that. You need to have someone look at it first before you even talk to your agent. That's where a lot of people are getting, I don't want to say screwed over, but completely screwed over by their insurance company, because
And
they'll just give them a random storm date and then say, oh, there wasn't a storm that day, and deny the claim. It's very, very hard to come back from that. So please advise all of your clients to talk with someone prior to filing any type of a claim.
yeah, and look, and they will. The good reputable roofers have software that will tell you when there was a hailstorm that crossed over your house. Um, that they can pinpoint a time and a date when that hailstorm
Exactly.
happened.
And you do
because
not want to file without that date. Don't do it.
yeah, because that you only get one shot at that. Because if you get, oh no, it was this date, they're just going to keep stringing you along like they did to another one of my clients that didn't listen to me. They used a roofing company, and I'm sure the roofing company were good people, but did not have as much experience as Ty and some of the other people that I have worked with, and basically left it up to them to go fight the insurance company. And that good roofing company will also meet with the adjuster at the house. If they deny the adjustment on the first time, they will make a point to be there when they come back in for the appeal, for the adjuster to come back out and say, here's where I see the damage, here's what I'm finding, and here's the dates, and have the data there with them too. So it's a lot harder for them to refuse a claim at that point.
Absolutely. And that's why you want to have your roofing company out before you even file a claim. And then that way, when you schedule your adjuster, they should come out and meet with your adjuster. That way there is no miscommunication. Those are really big things to look for in a company. Also, that they're licensed. A lot of these people aren't licensed, so you do need to look them up on the CIB.
Yeah, there you go. Some great information. I don't like to drag things out. We've been on the call for about 23 minutes, and if anybody has to add something or wants to talk about something, please fill out those surveys that you got from Katie. I know we are trying to adjust how we do things for our agents to make sure that we're meeting them where they are and allowing them to know that we're here as a resource for them. I got a text earlier from an agent out of Oklahoma City and said, could she jump in on this call? And I'm like, absolutely, because any area leader, any call that's on the calendar, the Google Calendar that Tyler has set up on our Oklahoma Epic page, or Oklahoma is Epic page, make sure you get that calendar synced in with your Google Calendar, because it will tell you all the trainings, all the appointments, on all the office hours for all the area leaders. So if I'm not available, you can jump on Kathy Fowler's office hour, or you can jump on Katie's office hour, or Amanda's. We're all eager to help anybody that has a question. You don't have to wait for a response back. And as always, if you have a question, feel free to text me and say, hey, do you have a second to talk? I'm always available. If I'm not, I'll text you back and say, hey, can I call you back in 30 minutes? But that being said, I'll let you guys have the rest of your Friday back. I'm gonna run up to a walkthrough on a DR Horton home, and I think that's gonna be one of our new in about 2 weeks. I'm gonna do a follow up. I'm gonna do a meeting with a sales rep from DR Horton on how to sell a new construction house. Would you guys be interested in that?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
All right, and I know we've done in the past. We've done I think last fall we did an event at DR Horton community at Whiskey Ridge in East Broken Arrow. I think I'm going to plan something like that again, but this time we're going to do it in Bixby at the New Hakey Creek. I don't even know. It's something Hakey on 131st and Mingo. There's a new subdivision that they're building up over there. So somebody that I've known for about 25 years is the sales manager out there. So we're gonna put together an event to do out there sometime. I might try to do it close to Christmas and kind of make it a holiday, get together / new construction, and so that way you're gearing up to sell new construction in 2026. Thank you everybody for tuning in today. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you very much.
All right,
Thank you, Axay. Have a good afternoon. Have a good weekend.
Missy, it's Tony.
Hey, Tony.
How are you, honey?
Good. How are you?
Good. I thought he said Misty when he talked to me. He said new baby, and I was like, oh yay.
Yep, it's me.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Have a good weekend, everyone.
You too, honey. Okay.